Hey you guys, welcome back to Michael Clarida Arts. So glad you stopped in today. Today we're going to be doing some drawing, and I'm going to be reviewing a product at the same time, which can be kind of jumbly, but at the end of the day, this is a drawing channel. I want to make sure you guys get what you need. But I had a company reach out to me and offer a product in exchange for a review, and I thought about it for a long time, and I thought, well, this product actually could apply to the studio. So I do a lot of sitting, and I have a standing desk, but most of the time I will be doing sitting to draw, to sculpt, to do graphic design and illustration at my desk. And sometimes I could sit 3-4 hours, 5 hours, not all in one stint because I take breaks, quite a few breaks, and I go for walks and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, there is a high degree of sitting. And as you guys know, you need a really good chair. And I have reviewed chairs before, but that's not what this is. So today, I'm going to be reviewing a massage product. So the guys over at Bob and Brad contacted me. One guy's happy, the other guy's very serious. I don't know which is which. So they've got 5 million social media followers, 60 years of combined experience, and 13 years in the business, and they came out with a product. They do have a YouTube channel. I'm looking for it, and I don't see the YouTube channel. Probably just put in Bob and Brad into the search engine, and I'm sure it'll bring up the channel. But it seems these guys are industry professionals in their respective fields, possibly chiropractic or medical, and they have developed a back massager. And they reached out and said, hey, would you like to review it? And again, I kind of thought about it. I'm like, okay, I do a lot of sitting. Maybe this will help, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been doing this for a long time, and at one time, I actually contemplated on purchasing a massage chair because I needed something for my back, right? You sit up, you sit forward, your arm is raised, your arm is lowered, and I'm constantly trying to find that really good position. And a lot of times at the end of the day, my shoulder hurts, my neck hurts, my back hurts. Now I've gone through a myriad of chairs. I've gone through zero gravity chairs. I've gone through, not zero gravity chairs, memory foam. I've gone through memory foam chairs. I've gone through really high-end chairs, Aeron chairs, Herman Miller Aeron chairs. So currently in my repertoire, I've got 2 chairs that I rotate back and forth, and two of them, I think I reviewed both on this channel. One's made by Serta, and I can't remember who the other one's made by. But both chairs have been really good to me, and I basically have found that pathway to comfort. But like I said, at the end of the day, sometimes my neck hurts, sometimes my back hurts, blah, blah, blah. And I live up here in the mountains, and we don't have a lot of options as far as masseuse. So I used to get 2 massages a week when I lived in the city, but now I have no massages a week. So I said, hey, yeah, go ahead and send it my way and see what we can do for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some unpackaging really quick, and then we're going to put it in the chair. I'm going to show you setup. Setup seems really easy. You plug it in, and then you start it. Now, just based on experience, the unit they sent me has like a shiatsu, so it's got these rotating mechanical robotic balls on the inside, and it's supposed to knead out some of the lactic acid that's in your muscles and really help you relax. And it has heat, and it's times. It's got a lot of features on it. So we're going to do, like I said, an unboxing, and then we're going to set it up in the chair, and then I'm going to draw something. So I don't know how practical this device will be in the studio, because to me, I want to be able to sit in a chair, and I just want to relax, and I want to have the device on. Now, I will go, like I said, I will go ahead and put it in the chair, and hopefully I can draw while I'm using it. I'm going to try not to grunt, because the shiatsu, if anybody's ever had a shiatsu massage, they go deep, and it's really kneading. You ever sat in the chair at like Brookstone or something like that and just sat there and Oh, it's so good. And then afterwards you get up and you walk funny, and a couple days, actually the next day you're kind of sore. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing of the Bob and Brad back massager. Gonna have some fun. And here we are unboxing the Bob and Brad real massager for real relief. I'm excited for this because sitting as much as I do, I definitely need some type of neck relief. You know, throughout the day, drawing and moving my head around and so on and so forth. This is definitely going to be a benefit for the studio. So heat is optional. It's got one button control. It's got shiatsu, an ergonomic design, and it's got 15-minute auto off. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and unbox the unit itself. Looks like we have a standard power supply, class 2 power supply, plugs into standard 120 volt outlet. Here is the unit itself, and we've got some instructions down below. Okay. So the quick start guide, I always like these, especially when they're packaged correctly and everything is really clear, because most of the time, if you're like me, all I do is take it out of the unit, or take the unit out of the box, and I just dive right in. But sometimes it's very important that you read the instructions, and I can't tell you how many times I've unboxed the unit and had to go back to the instructions because I have no clue what I'm doing. It shows different positioning for the unit from lower back, upper to neck, which is probably where I'm going to use it the most. I don't know about using it on the abdomen, but you can, and calves, and of course thighs. Going through, it shows precautions for use. I definitely think you should read that because there's a lot of do nots in there, and we will read that off camera. Precautions for use, so on and so forth, and maintenance. Do not drop the product or charger or hit them with strong force. Pretty much common sense whenever it comes to utilizing a unit like this in the home. You want to take good care of it. Obviously not submerge it in water. That would be folly. But here we are. So it looks like it has an additional pad. Here is the unit itself. It is quite heavy. I would probably surmise it to be around maybe 3 pounds, maybe a little bit more. It's got one button use right there. And here is the charger. Very simple. Basically 2 parts. Well, 3 parts if you include the additional cushion. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and test this out and see how the Bob and Brad back and neck massager number MS-1688 performs. I will be utilizing this in the studio. I will be utilizing this in the morning whenever I draw, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and get started. Wow, rubber grommet. It's got a rubber grommet. Real nice fabric. Good quality. That feels like metal. It is. That's a metal switch. And it feels very durable. Wow. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here I am sitting at my normal work desk. You probably don't get a lot of this particular view, but I'm sitting in my work chair. This is a memory foam, something, Serta, blah, 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 who cares? It's a very comfortable chair, supports me all day. I'm able to sit in this chair without things going numb, which is really cool. So I've got the unit plugged in, and right off the bat, it's hard to manage, okay? Whoops. We slipped a little bit, so it's hard to manage. It's hard to hold. It doesn't have a grippy feel, and it's kind of outside of the parameter of being able to move it easily. I don't know why they made this microfiber like this. Maybe it has to do with slipping and sliding. It's just the perfect grip. I really don't know, but it's, for me, it's a little bit too unruly. The shape is odd too. I don't know why it's shaped this way. I surmise that they've kind of figured out all of the intricacies with regards to shape. To activate it, this little button right here, so all you do is just press and hold. Okay, now you see that it's orange. Okay, you can see, if you look, you can see right now the unit is activated, and it's got these shiatsu rotating cups right here with little balls on the end, and it's red, so that is a heating feature. So if I were to press the button once, again, then they go the opposite direction. So then if I'm like, I don't want heat, I don't want to burn up, I don't really care for heat, so you press the button again, and it turns blue, and basically now the light goes off, you no longer have heat, and this is one way. I'm going to push it again, and it turns the other way. Pretty standard. So it's got 4 modes. We're going to go ahead and press the button again, and again it goes back to the heating mode. To turn it off, you just press long, and it shuts off. It's very easy to operate. This cord, of course, is quite long. It's probably, I'd surmise, maybe 6 feet long, so it's able to plug under my desk right here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and attempt, now this is just an attempt, to go ahead and put it behind me right here to see how easy it is. Now, from my point of view, it's easier to hold on to the little things right here than to hold on to this part right here. Okay, we're going to try it both ways, because in the documentation you can turn it upside down, you can face it long ways like this, you can face it like this, you can face it like this, whatever suits you. You can even use it on your legs. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, the heat mode. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and place it behind and see how much room we have. Okay, again, hard to manage. It's just hard to manage. Not very comfortable either, but once it gets in there, it works. She works pretty good. Very similar to a lot of the other shiatsu products that are on the marketplace. You can see it's right behind, right at the top part of my back. Now, this is marketed as well to people that, you know, for lower back, for mid back, and for neck. So let's go ahead and see if we can't, again, trying to grab it is really hard. It's just really hard to grab. So let's go ahead. So right here, it's not quite touching my neck. So let's go ahead and flip it around, see if that helps. Let's go ahead and do it like this. So you have that little split at the top. It's hitting at the base of my skull, which is not very comfortable. Let's go ahead and push it down a little bit. No, I don't like that at all. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard to manage. I think this goes down because it's kind of tapered. So we're going to go ahead and push it down, and we're going to draw. Okay. So, I mean, I could see, yeah, that's all right. It hits the right spot, right where I think it's called the scapula right there. I'm not really sure. The shoulder blade. There we go. That's a shoulder blade, scapula. So the muscles that attach to the muscles right here, it's hitting those pretty good. Not great. Now, it's hard to reach. Okay. Not too bad. Okay. It's very robust. I can put all my weight onto it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get drawing. All right. So reviewing the Bob and Brad back massager. So as you can see, the unit is right there, placed in between the chair and my back, my upper back. Typically, that's where I have a lot of the tightness and stress, because I've got my arm extended, I've got this arm extended, and I'm using it all the time. So what we're going to do, this is exactly how I would use it. And then, of course, later on in the day, I would probably use it, whether it's in a chair, whether it's on the bed. And this might do really well in like a pillow situation. So let's go ahead and find a really good brush. Okay. That's pastel edge, pastel C. Okay. So today we're just basically going to keep things simple. You guys know that I love Bigfoot, I love Yetis, so we're just going to draw my character Freddy drinking from a soda. Trying to keep things simple. He's kind of looking the other way. He's got his hand come up. I've had him drink coffee before, but we're going to do a soda this time. Freddy's not really a soda drinker, but maybe it's a Slurpee. Unit is performing very well. It's not loud. It's not obtrusive, and it doesn't get really hot, which I like. I've had some of these that are like unbelievably hot. I'm like, whoa! But the Bob and Brad unit seems to be doing very well so far. Yeah, I'm gonna have it move down just a skosh. I'm gonna let gravity do its work here. A little bit more. Okay. That's not bad. It's not bad. I'm typically a little bit more difficult to please whenever it comes to stuff like this because I've experienced really good massages and I've experienced really bad ones, and then I've experienced like the massage chair, and I haven't found a unit like this that really kind of sticks in that zone really good. But we're going to try the Bob and Brad unit out. I don't know if you can hear it. It's very quiet. I'm going to have his finger come down like this. Again, we're just doing a really rough sketch. I'm going to have this. Yeah, we're going to come around. Yeah, so whenever it comes to, how do I put it? The artist's life. I always explain this, especially as it pertains to your quote-unquote sanity, and how you mitigate and manage your day-to-day artistic endeavors. So I worked at a studio for years and years, and super high stress, unreasonable deadlines, and I mean, just, oh my goodness, just so much stuff that you had to do every single day. And then I worked as a freelancer for a while, for probably about 2.5, maybe 2 years. And I liked that lifestyle, but the fact that I was always trying to hustle and whatnot, it created a lot of stress. So you have to have a balance between getting up, between walking around, between exercising, between all of those little things that you do to kind of release. And I found definitely... Ooh, the cord was on my arm. I was like, what is that on my arm? Definitely, if you can find something that can balance a lot of the stress in your life, as an artist, I highly recommend you find your path. So I walk probably about 12 miles a week, depending on how busy I am and depending on the weather. Obviously, whenever it gets a lot colder, I did actually purchase a walking pad for my office, and I do have a stationary bike whenever it gets in the 20s and the teens, and 0 because it gets really cold up here in the mountains. Finding that was really a good thing. And then going to the gym, of course, is also a good thing. But yeah, mitigating that stress level is very key whenever you are doing the quote-unquote artist life. Now, ultimately, later on, whenever that, I don't want to say retirement, because I'm probably never going to retire. Maybe not, I'll probably retire. But I'll always draw. And retiring from corporate, that's what I meant. Always draw, always. Yeah, possibly having my own painting studio or something like that definitely will help out. But right now, still in the trenches, still doing things. Yeah, here we go. Talking and messing up my drawing. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, 3, 4. Again, this is a rough sketch. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of ground. Okay. Yeah, it's not obtrusive. The motion is really nice. And the heat has kicked in, so it's actually relaxing the muscles very nicely. Now, I did have a chair that really helped out, but it was an older unit, and it was a borrowed unit, so I never really, quote-unquote, invested because I always knew it was going to go away. And I am talking about one of those shiatsu chairs. And those are nice. Those are expensive. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead. He's looking. So let's go ahead and do this brow line. We're going to come here, here. He's kind of looking that direction. I don't know if should I give him a hat? Let's go ahead and save. Okay. He does wear glasses occasionally. I have given Freddy glasses. Let's go ahead and make that eyebrow up there nice and dark. Okay. I like drawing this character because he really exemplifies what I ultimately like, which is happiness. He just likes fun. Okay, I'm going to move the unit down slightly because I think I've exhausted the place where it's at. Let's go ahead and give him a little bit of eye shine. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and move the unit down. I'm going to let gravity do its work. Okay, we're going to go down a little bit. As you see, it's right there. We're going to let it slide down a little bit. Again, it is a little... Okay, that's good. All right, we've got it in a good spot. Just let it kind of slide down. Okay, we're going to go back to that dark color, back to the layers. Okay. Now, with machines like this, you really got to be mindful because if you have them in one spot, or if you really dig in trying to really get rid of some of that pain, you can actually bruise your back. So I don't recommend going past a certain point because I think it's going to shut off after 15 minutes. And I think that's probably why they did that, because they don't want you to hurt yourself. And you're like, I'm invincible. And I'm like, no, you're not. You can definitely hurt yourself if you're not careful. Okay. A little bit of... Here we go. Okay, come around here. And again, this is just a rough sketch. We're just having fun. That's all we're doing today. Not going to get too deep. Now, should I give him his glasses? That's the real question. Should I give him his glasses? Let's go ahead and choke that down a little bit. Yeah, I think so. I gotta be careful. I don't want to... Let's go ahead and do this. He's got a couple pair, but he likes his square ones. We're going to make him a little bit more thick-rimmed. Okay. And the other one come right here. Making sure we adjust things correctly. Well, that one's a little bit too tall. Okay. Gonna make it a little bit thicker here. Sorry about that. And let's go ahead and twist that a little bit. Okay, double click. Yep, it just shut off. So about 15 minutes. So, unfortunately, it's in the perfect spot and I don't want to move. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and hit save. I'm gonna go ahead and reach back. I'm gonna go ahead and hold. Turns on again, and we're gonna move it to the lower back. Let's see how she rides in the lower back. Oh my goodness. You gotta watch the pressure on that. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay, takes your breath away. Oh, and it feels good too. Feels good. Okay, so let's go back to Freddy. He's got his glasses on. Do I give him a hat? Yes. What kind of hat does he wear? He typically wears his hat backwards, so we're going to do that. So whenever you work on stuff like this, it really pays to understand what is known as like volume and three-dimensional thought. So three-dimensional thought, thinking of X, Y, and Z axis, Z being the axis where you can reach in, basically. So, yeah, it gives depth. So I'm thinking in terms of volume. So basically, the way I put like this, I know his head has a back, has a top, has sides. There's part of his head I can't see. So you're like, well, how do you do that? So basically what I do is I think of it as a three-dimensional. Let's do this. Let's go here. So his hat's going to basically come down and around. So I'm drawing really light, but it helps you understand my train of thought. So right now, since typically you don't wear your hats like this, and whenever you look at a round object like a basketball, whenever you follow the contour of the basketball, depending where you are in three-dimensional space, it's going to curve that line. So that's what I'm doing, basically. I'm curving. I'm going to do the top of the hat. I can't see the top of the hat, but I can see a little part right here. Yeah. And then we're going to have some hair sticking out of it because I like that. Okay, little thing right here. It's got little dots. And then you're going to have it come around, and then you're going to see just a skosh of that. Okay, we're going to come around. Here's that seam that comes up, that top dot. All right, it's going to come up. We're going to come down, and again, we'll come down right here. Yeah, and then you'll have it come down. Pretty simple. Goes around, some hair sticking out. I'm going to color this in. Yeah, so the unit is warm. It feels really good. It's massaging in the area that I want it. I'm going to let it slide down just a skosh. I'm going to push it down a little bit to where it gets to my lower back. That's pretty nice. Again, a little hard to manage, but this is only the first day that I've used it. So I'm sure that there's a learning curve. Okay. I'm going to thicken his glasses a little bit. Come around. There we go. Going to give a little bit of plant life, maybe a rock. Whoops. That's a rock that'll slice your foot off, man. Rock, maybe there's a butterfly. Butterfly right there. Not much of a butterfly. Now we're going to put some value. Maybe there's a cast shadow right here. Okay. there. Good. Okay. A little bit of a cast shadow going down. Right here. A little bit right there, so on and so forth. Maybe the side of his face is a little bit in shadow, just slightly. Freddy's face in general, right there. There's a darker hue. His hat. Yeah. I do need to change that. Do this, turn taper on. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's whacked. And do that. Okay. Kind of a casual posture for a casual review of the Bob and Brad back massager. Massage. I can definitely see myself using this. This is I mean, it's a nice unit. Yeah. Overall, definitely would help with the stress levels. I need to go ahead and make that a little bit darker. So now what I'm doing is just putting a little bit of, shrink down my brush. Right. Defining some of those forms a little bit better. He's got to hide his tooth. Freddy's got a big tooth right there. Occasionally you can see both of Freddy's teeth, but most of the time it's only going to be one. Very nice. Okay, well, I think that's what we're going to land on as far as a drawing while I'm using the back massager. It definitely works. It works really good. The heat is perfect. It's not hot. It's not burning me. It's right in the sweet zone, as you see right here. I actually can't see it almost. It's right in the lower back. It feels really good. Very impressed. I think the only thing, as far as a gripe, because I'm pretty easygoing, but I am honest whenever it comes to products. The documentation shows that it is a charge unit. However, this unit is not. It is not wireless. It is a little hard to handle. But, I mean, I'm not throwing it like a football or anything. That's it definitely does what it says. I'm going to do the eyebrows. Yeah. The heat's really good. It's got good quality. It's not really, it doesn't hurt, and that's a big deal. Because I've had these things that, hard to manage, hard to use. But the Bob and Brad unit, so far I give it a wholehearted thumbs up. Alright. I could probably work on this for the next hour and a half, but I'm not going to because that's not what this is. So we'll save him for another day. Alright, so let's do our wrap-up. Okay, so as far as a studio companion, I think that the Bob and Brad back massager gets a thumbs up from Michael Clare Arts. I like it because it does exactly what it said it was going to do. It fits exactly where it needs to, and it's not obtrusive, and it's not loud. It's got really good quality and heat. I think overall it's good. Maybe 7.5 or 8 out of 10. 10 being absolutely perfect, 0 being going in the trash right after this video. So one of the things that I like about this is its size. I think that it's right in that sweet zone. I have seen them bigger and heavier, but this unit really, it fits in that sweet zone. The shape is kind of weird. It's kind of like a tooth. So you can fit it, like I said, any way you want to accommodate whatever you need to with regards to massage. You can even put it on your legs.
your calves. I kind of hesitate to put my feet on it. I don't want to put my feet on it unless I have socks. I don't have funky feet or anything like that. I just, yeah, feet going places where your neck and, yeah, anyway. So, the things that I did not like. So, it's hard to grab, okay? Now, whenever I look in the documentation, again, the one that I saw in the documentation had a strap to it that we can strap to something. I think that probably will help. Maybe you could create some type of little loop or something. Maybe a little loop. A loop would help. Because whenever you have it behind you, it's hard to grab, it's hard to get to, and not having that strap on there, I'm not able to strap it to the chair. So, and then the cord. Obviously, this is a wired unit, so you can't really get around the cord. You're just going to have to mitigate some of those things whenever you go and put it behind you. The switch is good quality. And overall, like I said, it's something that I don't know as far as purchasing because I'm very picky whenever it comes to stuff like this, but I definitely will look into it and see what the cost is. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. So here we are on the Amazon.com website, and it looks like Bob and Brad have their own store. That's pretty cool. So I'm looking here. They've got massage gun, got massage gun pro with heat. That one has heat as well. And they've got a myriad of different, let's see, massage gun massagers. Let's look at massagers. Foot massagers, back and neck massagers, the EZBack massager. Let's go ahead. And there's the one with the strap. That's the one that has, okay. So, yeah, it says that you can enjoy anywhere. Unfortunately, this one is wired, which I think is fine. And this guy's really digging in, and he shows it on the couch. Now, this one right here, cordless, upgrade cordless back massager. That one is $60. So, let's go back. Lightfoot, 72i, back and neck massager, EZBack massager. Now this one, okay, so this is the EZ. So the EZ, again, is not the cordless, but it's the same price. Honestly, I'd probably go with the cordless model because you could bring it in your car, you could bring it on an airplane, maybe. I don't know how they are about stuff like that. I don't fly a lot. And you could, let me see what else. Yeah, it's got myriad. So ordinary pillow. Yeah. Okay. So $60. That's actually not bad considering long press, short press, change mode, so on and so forth, office ally. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a great addition to the studio. I'll probably use this daily depending on my workload. And who knows, I might even segue it over to bedtime duty. We'll see. It gets really cold up here in the mountains, and that heat will definitely help out a lot. So let's go ahead and do a final send-off. So again, I think the Bob and Brad back massager, this is the EZ back massager, the one that is corded. I think I give it a thumbs up. So $60, can't go wrong. Amazon, probably on Amazon Prime Day or Amazon Black Fridays. You might even get it cheaper. I don't know. They have a huge store. Wow. Gosh, you gotta love entrepreneurs, right? So yeah, they've got a whole slew of stuff on their site. If you have neck or back issues, if you are a sports enthusiast, or if you're somebody like me who kind of does both. I do a lot of walking, I do gym, I also do a lot of sitting, which is not great. I do have a standing desk, but again, sitting is really primarily where I'm at most of the day, Monday through Friday. So the back massager will definitely be a great addition to the studio, and hopefully you liked the drawing of Freddy. We're going to incorporate drawings a lot more into the review process just because I feel like it's turning into a review channel, and I never wanted to do that. I just wanted to draw and have fun. So hopefully you liked what you saw today, and definitely there's some links down in the description as far as links to go and purchase the product if you're interested. And if you're interested in the product, like I said, there are links below. And if you do decide to pull the trigger, you can get 10% off discount whenever you go to purchase it on Amazon. It's the code is Brad Back. And that is for the EZ back massager. The EZ is green, so look for the green back massager and you should be all set up. All right, you guys, I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time, okay? Have a good one.
And thanks again, you guys, for visiting the channel. Definitely click on that link and visit their store. There's a lot of products. Have a good one.